you want to check your bargain hunting deals. All right. You look at sale ads. You go to farmers markets. You go to wholesale stores, just so you can find what the best prices that you can find for what you plan to make for your feast. Some things you can purchase ahead, dry goods. Also, I have planted herbs and flowers just so that I can have them available for that feast. You do that months in advance so that your herbs can grow, and so that it'll provide you with the right amount that you need for your recipes. Also flowers, certain flowers that are edible for decoration and enhancement of your dishes. Okay. Now, there's many dishes that you can prepare in advance, and there's some that you have to make on site. Sometimes, like a bread, you can make a couple days ahead of time, or some things can be frozen. Like if you need to poach some vegetables and freeze them, that way they're available and cooked already, that's a good thing to do. And then you freeze them and put them in bags and have them ready for the event. Do we have any questions yet? Okay. All right. Now, how much do I have to plan for? Well, it depends on the type of event you're doing. If you're doing a weekend event, or you're for the whole weekend, where you have to plan Friday night's light dinner, a breakfast Saturday morning, a feast for Saturday night, and another breakfast on Sunday morning. That's different than if you're just doing a one-day event. Okay, now this event was originally going to be a one-day event. So that is what I'm basing the this class on, the one-day event. Okay, so that's usually an earlier feast, and it's usually smaller than a regular grape feast. Okay, so we're basing our budget on meals per person, and for this event we had planned for about 50 people. So now you're researching for your menu. Okay, has anyone ever done any research on period foods or dishes, or has ever made any period foods? Okay.
Everyone, feel free to type in questions to the chat, or just ask if you have questions as we go. Remember to unmute yourself if you need to.
Yeah. Okay. Well, like I said, this original event plan was for a one-day meal. It was a Scandinavian themed meal. We were going to do boiled pork with onions and garlic with assorted sauces. We were having fresh bread rolls, cold vegetable salad, agersalat, and fresh seasonal fruits with a Scandinavian fruit cake called epelcake. Okay, that's going to be the example meal we're using for this, this class. Okay. Go on. So how many would I plan for? Now, we use the previous year's attendance to approximate how many people we're expecting for the event, and that's why we chose 50, because that's what we're going to do the math with, using the math. Now, certain people do not have to pay for the event, for the feast. such as the Royals and Kitchen Help. We don't ask them to pay. It's just courtesy, okay? Now, not everyone attending an event will also eat feast, but we try to make the feast as affordable as we can so that as many people can enjoy the feast. Now, when we plan our feast, we always plan for a little bit more. And everything that we're going to do, we usually round up if it's an odd number. Okay, math. Oh no, math. Now we're going to go on to the budget and how to calculate each dish. Cooking budgets versus baking budgets, which are totally different cooking methods. So they have to be measured and calculated differently, okay? So since we have 50 people, we're going to start with the protein dish. 50 people for 6 ounces of protein per person equals 300 ounces. So what we do is we divide the 300 ounces by 16, which is 16 ounces in a pound, gives us 18.75 pounds of meat to purchase for this event. So we're going to round that up to 20 pounds. That way you have just a little bit extra to play with. Now, since it was going to be pork we were going to use, some people don't eat pork. So I added a little bit of chicken, and some people are vegetarians. And so I added mushrooms as the other dish. So we're going to split that 20 pounds between pork, chicken, and mushrooms. So we're going to do 60% of the menu is pork, 25% is chicken, and 15% as the mushrooms. And if you look down at the chart here, it has the breakdown. The original amount in pounds is 20 pounds, and we share that between the pork, the chicken, and the mushrooms. And then the conversion factor is the percentage in which we're taking from that 20 pounds. So the pork would be 60, and the chicken is 25, and the mushrooms is 15. So now our new ingredient amount of the pork is 12 pounds, the chicken was 5 pounds, and the mushrooms are 3 pounds. Now I did a lot of budget shopping for this, and I found some prices that were the most reasonable. $1.69 a pound for the pork, $1.69 a pound for the chicken, and $2 a pound for the mushrooms. And what we do is we multiply that price from the new ingredient amount, which is the pork is 12 pounds times $1.69, and our budget for the pork is $20.28. The chicken amount, since we have 5 pounds of chicken to buy at $1.69 a pound, that comes to $8.45. And then the mushrooms at 3 pounds is $2 a pound, which is $6 for the mushroom budget. Now we have other things that are going into this recipe, such as the onions and the garlic. There's some olive oil, and all of those are figured into that part of the budget. I'll show you the breakdown of those in another part of the presentation. So all that is added together. We have $20.28 plus $8.45 plus $6 plus $1.86 for the onions and $2.47 for the garlic, and olive oil is $1.20. So the total amount for your protein dish is $40.26. There we go. Okay, now we have our bread dish. Now bread for 50 people, you can do a store-bought roll, or you can make homemade. Depends on how enthusiastic you feel. So bread is important. People love their bread. So if you can get, so we
I
need
was just
both.
making
Yes.
sure it was for you.
Thank you.
What was that?
That's
Maybe type the comment or question.
You can type the top. I can't hear what you're saying.
You can go ahead and type a
Okay.
question.
Yeah, you can type the question.
Do you remember what room Gladys was in?
3.
Okay. So we have 50 people we need to get rolls for. So I was able to find a buy one, get one free deal on 8 rolls per package. So that actually equals 16 rolls for the same price as the 8 at $3.60.
And anyway, would you like me to skip forward? Or no, you want to leave that where it is?
So you want to times that. You need 6 bags of those 8 rolls. So that's 3 deals. So that equals 48 rolls. So what you can do to offset the cost is you can make 1 batch of rolls instead of making 7 batches of rolls, so that specially you can make the homemade rolls for the royalty while they're there, and if there's any left. Okay. So, but if you choose to make your rolls, you have to do your math to find out how much flour, how much salt and yeast, the honey and butter, and the breakdown is here. So you're going to multiply your ingredients by your conversion factor, because you need 7 times the amount of that recipe. So down on the bottom, as you see, 7 batches of the rolls, the flour equals $2.52. Now salt and water, I don't include because I just use what I have, and it doesn't count in the budget. But then you have your yeast and honey and butter, and all that added together makes it $9.80 for your roll budget. Okay, now we're going on to our cold vegetable salad. Like I said, 50 people we got to feed. You're going to need 18 to 20 pounds of vegetables to feed 50 people. That's at 8 ounces per person. So we were going to make a cucumber salad, which the ingredients I try to keep as period as possible. There's cucumbers and celery, red onions and mushrooms, vinegar, olive oil, honey, and dill goes into the salad. So this is just multiplied by 50 people per pound or per 8 ounces. And so this is your budget at the end. Cucumbers are 79 cents per cucumber, and it's $11.85. Celery is $1.49 for 1 head of celery. Red onions are 93 cents per pound. Mushrooms, you need 3 pounds at $2, so that's $6. Vinegar, olive oil, and honey, you just multiply the amount you need into the price of the items. And dill, like I said earlier, I just grow that in my garden and I just clip it. I had it all ready for the event. Now your vegetable salad total is $24.86. Okay, we're going to have some fresh fruit available for the populace as part of your meal, and that's another 8 ounces per person. Now you'll need about 16 pounds of fruit to serve the 50 people. We were going to do melon, plums, strawberry, and you need some lemon juice and honey and mint. The same way you figured it out for the vegetables is the same way you figure it out for the fruits. You do the quantity that you need at $1.50 for the melons, $1 a pound for plums, $2 a pound for the strawberries, some lemon juice and honey, and the mint I had in the garden. So then you total your prices, and then it's $35.85 total for the amount of fruit you need for the 50 people. Any other questions yet? Okay. Now we have our cake. This was our dessert, is apple cake, but we were going to go with a seasonal fruit because that's what they would have done back then. What's seasonal now was seasonal then. So apples were not really available until the fall, so we're doing it with a summer fruit, and I was going to do plum cake. So each of these cakes makes 12 servings, so you will need about 5 cakes for 50 people. And this is the breakdown. The amount of flour in the first line, it's per cake, the original amount, 2.5 cups of the flour, half a teaspoon of salt, 2 teaspoons of cinnamon, half a teaspoon of nutmeg, and all that for 1 cake. And then you're going to your conversion factor is for 5 people. So then you multiply that amount by the 5, and you get your new ingredient amount. Okay? And then the per unit cost is how much it is per, like with the flour would be per cup. In the salt, it would be per teaspoon. Things like the salt, cinnamon, nutmeg, I don't put in my budget. I have lots of that available. This was a small event, so I didn't feel I needed to convert that. But if you're going to be feeding 200 people at a Kingdom event, you might want to. And then you would just figure that amount. Honey, butter, so on and so forth. So for the amount of cake you'd need, it would be $27.92 total for 5 cakes. Now on our sandwiches, we have some sauces we were going to serve. There were 2 that I had chosen. One is a roasted garlic aioli, and the other one is a green herb sauce. So you're going to include that in your budget with the garlic, olive oil, mayonnaise, Dijon mustard, lemon juice, vinegar, parsley, chives, dill, salt and pepper. So the original amount for 1 serving of the sauce is in the original amount. That shows you how much you needed for 1. Now we're going to convert that by 5 because we need 5 servings of each one to feed the 50 people. And then the new ingredient amount is shown there. So the batches is going to be $20.73 for these sauces. Now this is where you get your final count for the budget for your event. You're going to take the total of Section A, your proteins, $40.26, and add that to B, which is your bread rolls amount, and then C for your salad, D for your fruit, E for the cake, and F for your sauces. So the total amount budgeted for your event is $159.42. So I round that up to $160, and you divide that by how many people you're expecting for your event. So we're going to charge each person $3.20 per person for the feast. Now this is only a single day feast. This is not including if you're going to do a Kingdom event where you have to include your Friday night dinner and your Saturday morning breakfast and your Sunday morning breakfast as well as a feast. So usually those turn out to be more than a one-day event, because you're feeding all those people 4 meals instead of just the one. So in order to serve a feast with the best quality ingredients while on a budget, it can be daunting, but it can also be inspirational. It can bring out your most creative abilities. Maybe there's a dish you've been wanting to make for a long time. Maybe this is your chance to actually practice that. But also you want to keep into consideration allergies and diet restrictions. And also you want to keep the price of your feast as low as you can, but make it as enjoyable as you can for your populace, so that everyone can live the dream. So on the handout here, I have some sample recipes that you can take home if you want to practice some of the recipes. I also have the websites that I got the recipes from, and also some of the inspiration I received from other people's presentations. But I had never seen another class where they actually broke down the recipes and how to budget the feast. Most of them were on how to do a feast or how to do a period feast, but nothing really on the cost and the budgeting that goes behind making a feast. So is there any questions right now?
Awesome job, Ekaterina. I wish I'd had you 40 years ago when I was trying to figure out one of these.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you, Enya. You're so
You're
sweet.
welcome.
I have a question for you.
Sure.
So if your feast came out to $3.20, what are you charging the populace?
Okay, that depends on if you want to make a profit. Depends on, we were not planning to make a profit because this was actually going to be more of a free event. So we were going to take this out of our budget. But
Oh,
if,
okay.
yeah, so if you were planning, like if a kingdom event, usually they try to make a budget, I'm sorry, a profit. So it depends on how much of a profit you want to make.
Right.
Say you, yeah. Like we did a fundraiser lunch at Artsci last year, and they needed to make a profit. So I multiplied how much it would cost to make our feast, to make that lunch, and it came out to about the same. So it was about $3.50 per person. So what we did is we charged $5 for that lunch, and what was left over was our profit.
Right.
Okay. So we did pretty good with that one, I
Yeah,
heard.
you did pretty good.
Thanks. Yes. They were very happy with our profit. And the people were happy because it was only a $5 lunch, and everyone got 2 meat pies and a nice salad, and I made a rice cake for dessert, and everyone was very happy with that lunch.
And it was delicious.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm glad you liked it. Yes, I had a lot of good feedback, and everyone wanted the recipes, and so, yeah.
And she had veggie pies as well as meat pies.
Yes, that's right. I always do a vegetable option. So I did a mushroom pie, and also one of the also important things is when you are preparing them, if you are making a meat dish and you're making a vegetable dish, you don't want to cross-contaminate. You want to have separate utensils for your vegetable dish and separate utensils for your meat dish, because I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings. I want to make sure that no one is, there's no cross-contamination with a vegetarian's meals as opposed to, an omnivore's. So you really want to, and also especially with allergies, food allergies, you really have to be careful with that. That's why I keep different utensils for each dish.
We did a meat pie dish here for a Crown List not too long ago, and we did chicken in one. No, we did pork in one, braised duck in one, and mushrooms in one. And we did $5, and you could come back for seconds. But all we did was the meat pie, so they could come back and get a second one later on if they want.
Very nice. That sounds good. Send me the recipes.
Oh yeah, we do a lot of duck out here. We do a lot of,
I love duck.
elk, and because I live in the wild, wild west. I'm out here in Artemisia.
Oh, okay. Well, that sounds amazing.
Yeah, it was good. You should come out and visit.
Yes, we will.
Yeah.
We're out in the west. We're west.
Artemisia. So it's Utah, Idaho, Montana,
Okay.
and a little bit of Wyoming, but plenty of Wyoming. You only
Okay.
need a little bit. So
Very cool. My daughter lives in Nebraska, so we go out there a lot. So that's just around the corner.
if you're ever in the neighborhood, come
Yeah.
out. We'll have a great time.
Excellent. Thank you.
I was raised in Starhaven, so
Oh, okay.
I love that area, and I hope to come back and visit as soon as the pandemic is over.
Yeah.
And then my in-laws were Duke Aaron and Duchess Bronwyn that died a year ago, and
Oh, yes.
we
I
hadn't
know-
been back for 20 years until she got sick and then passed, and then he passed.
I know. I knew them, not real personally, but I knew them, and because I'm back after 20 years.
Oh yes,
Yeah, I was active back in the 80s.
us
and
too. So we probably rubbed shoulders.
I think we did.
Yeah. Well, you look beautiful.
Oh, thank you so much. So do you.
Only because you can't see me. Genevieve is my laurel, which is how I got wrangled into doing this. So
She has a way, I know.
she's amazing.
You can't say no to her. She's amazing.
Whatever you
No.
would like, mistress. Yeah. We're not very techy out here, so this has been a good learning experience for me too. So we're
Good.
Zooming some things, but we're having a very low tech rain right now. So I'm hoping to take a lot of this material back and say, especially the longhouse idea and going into different
know.
doors. How freaking creative.
She
love
is
that.
so creative. I know. I was so amazed at what I saw when she finished all that. I was like, how did she do this? All the
Exactly.
personal avatars and everything. She is
Amazing.
brilliant. Yeah.
I want to be her when I grow up.
I know, I do too. And I think I'm older than her.
Me too, but whatever.
Right? Yeah, I really admire her.
Yes, definitely. Definitely.
Yes. Some of the-
And then your queen is one of our Squire sisters. And
Oh,
so that's kind of how we got super involved with Trimaris again and started doing the online sing-alongs. Tier is my husband.
oh,
And then when mom and dad died, we reformed the household and kind of built it up. And so everybody's getting engraved beer mugs. And I don't drink, but that's okay. It's a really cool mug from the
neat.
dollar store. So it was.
You can put other things in a mug.
Personally, pink lemonade. So.
Sounds good. It makes a
Yeah.
little iced tea.
Exact perfect, right? It's
Yes.
perfect then.
All right. Okay. Is
Well,
there
you
any
have
other
the-
questions? Yeah, go ahead.
I just want your backdrop. Where did you get the backdrop?
Thank you. My husband found it.
Keep that man.
It
Where
was
was it?
medieval feasts or medieval kitchens or something
Medieval
like that.
kitchens and yeah.
Ah,
Yeah.
awesome.
I said,
Well,
ooh, that's perfect.
I can
do
give it
more
to John
Tudor
DM
cooking.
and we can get it to you if you want.
okay, yeah, that's great. That's great. I would love it. Mwah.
Wow.
What?
I think she
No.
wants me to make the
Church.
hearth though, with all the spits back there and everything.
Yeah, I want one.
We'll have to have Jeffrey make one for us.
Right.
Yes.
I've yet to find anything that man can't make, you know?
Yeah.
She keeps looking at a house that's about, I don't know, half a mile from theirs. It's kind of like behind their house.
Do it.
Yeah, we're looking into moving, but I want to move closer to Melbourne. We're in Palm Bay.
Okay, I went to Palm Bay High. Go Pirates.
okay.
Yeah. We're exciting. We do more. We're the class of 84. So.
Wow.
I'm not old. No.
See, the lunch we did for Art Sci was the first event I had done any type of feasting for, feast cratting for since 1990.
Yeah.
So I was a little out of practice,
You helped in my coronation.
but I
right?
helped at coronation and I helped in the kitchen at Village Fair, where I got to meet a lot of amazing people.
Right.
That-
Yeah.
I met Sunny there and a whole bunch of people that I've, bonded and have been starting to get active in the feast guild.
Great.
So I'm getting, but I did kingdom events, feasting and feast cratting and our Starhaven events. I've got 2 golden galleons from back then, and
Wow.
I'm just a little rusty, but I'm getting back into it.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. The more you do, right?
Right.
And Tudor feasting is what we've done the most of
Oh,
because the
Wow.
documentation is just easy and it's there.
easier to get.
You
Yeah.
do have to work on the food because it doesn't quite translate always, but it's
Right.
and you never know what measure they're using.
Right. Because it doesn't match our measuring that we do now.
No, not at all. But then I worked at Good Bakery at Gulf Wars, and so
Oh.
I steal ideas, shamelessly steal ideas. I'm a great sausage wrapper.
Oh, neat. Yes.
And I make
John
the
and
key
I have
lime for
made
the
some
key lime
sausage.
pies. Yeah, it's great. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's my favorite.
Me too.
Let's see. I remember one of the events, I don't even remember, Sarah, when we
What?
had the pig in our bathroom.
Oh, yes. I remember that.
We did a roasted suckling pig on a spit.
We did that. You had it in your bathroom?
Yeah,
In the bathtub.
in the bathtub. with
bathtub.
ice. Yeah.
Okay, so we did it for a feast, and we went to the butcher and picked up this pig, and it was much larger. I guess there's a weight range. Well, it was on the way high range.
Ooh.
So it was a big girl. And then we got it to the site in the back of the pickup truck, and my daughter is a pastry chef, and she's looking at this pig, and she goes, "Mom, it still has parts in it." So not all the organs had been removed. So she pulled out her little Norse axe, and she was chopping bits and cleaning it up. Best pictures ever.
Oh, that's awesome.
It was great. And then
You
we've
didn't have to
done,
do that.
yeah, we did a large goat, and we had a fella make a standing spit, so we could have it like standing up on the spit.
Yes, I've
Spread
seen
eagle. We were able to, when it was a moving spit, so we could rotate it around in circles. It was taller than me by the time it was done, and cooked
There's
it
the
all
show
day
right
outside.
now, Man, Fire, and Food.
that. Yeah, we've been
Exactly.
binge watching Man, Fire, and Food.
And fire. I'm gonna watch that.
Yes.
He went to the two guys, I think, and they made their own custom just like that. They had like two of those with goats
Oh, nice.
spread out like that.
Yeah,
And-
like,
Yeah, yeah.
and
Didn't
it's
know,
over.
didn't know quite how to say that. Spread eagle or something.
Right.
Yeah.
Spread goat.
Red goat.
And then they have these chains, lots of chains with hooks on the end, and they hang the Cornish hens.
Cornish
or-
hens along the
Wow.
frame and just over the fire. It was amazing. That's my goal.
Nice.
Again, Jeffrey would
Yeah,
either the use of his equipment
Tell
or,
Jeffrey
or commission him.
I need to commission him.
Well, if you get that house, I'm just
Yes,
saying. It sounds like a great Shire project.
it does. It does. Once we get back into meeting in person, which I can't wait, but I understand.
Yeah,
I
You
really,
guys are in a hot spot.
yeah, we are. I know. It's sad.
Yeah.
But I'd like to make where I can feed the entire Shire and friends meals at like wars and places and other events.
We've done a couple fighter practices too.
Yeah,
We've
we've
brought
done
food.
between Sarah and I, we've done a couple fighter practices, feeding the groups, and
Oh, what a great idea, Sarah. That's
Yeah.
great.
yeah, she my
Oh
right
my
hand.
gosh.
She
Hey.
heard my husband.
Well, I keep threatening to go back. I'm a pastor at a really crazy progressive social justice church, and there's
Very
branches down there in Florida. And I keep saying, "Well, I'm done here because I live in Idaho and it's hard. I'm gonna go back to Florida."
Right,
I
right.
don't know. If I do, I'm looking. I'm gonna check you guys out.
Yeah.
Is that Unitarian or?
United Church of Christ.
Yes.
So we're open and affirming. Black Lives Matter.
Excellent.
Everybody represents the face of God,
Right.
and,
Very nice.
however you call God, whatever name you use. And I'm 16 years in recovery, so it's like if you use higher power or however you pray to God, it's really fine. He doesn't get lost in the translation.
Exactly.
He, she.
Everyone has their own way to
thing.
look at it.
Right.
Yes.
And how many of us, especially Scadians, aren't more at home in the woods than we are a cathedral? And so
Exactly. All nature.
that's right. That is right.
Very
Okay.
good.
All right, we're going to start letting people in, maybe.
Yep.
Do we have people in the waiting room?
Oh yeah, what's the next class in this classroom?
The next classroom here is going to be easy 14th century garb.
Ooh,
Oh, okay.
Ooh, so if you want to hang around.
we'll do that.
Yeah,
And that one starts at 2 o'clock, I guess. What time is it now? It's
1:15.
12. Right. And 12 to 1:15 is lunch, trivia, fun at the fireside.
Oh, okay.
So you'll have a chance to poke around and visit with friends. It'll be great.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
So
John.
good to meet you guys.
You
Good to
too.
meet you
Can
too.
you?
And yeah, I finally got my name completely sent through as Kaylee. Oh gosh, maybe a year and a half ago. And after 30 years in the SCA, I almost changed it to Enya because I was like, I can do that. I love it. It's great. She was a princess. Ooh yeah. Because I'm never going to go up any place, so I might as well have a pretty name,
Oh, totally agree. I discovered Inya has been used by queens and saints as well as
Exactly.
ordinary people.
Wow.
Exactly. And one of the definitions for Kaylee is pudding pricker, so that's not a lot of joy in that, but it is a kitchen wench
It is.
name.
I love it.
So let me work in your kitchen and I'll prick your pudding. It'll be good.
Or you could switch to Keely, which means beautiful.
Yeah, I like that too. I had a dog named Keely because it was beautiful. Yeah.
Aw.
Well, I hope to see you guys all again maybe in another class, or maybe if I can get to an event out there, I'm definitely will be at Golf Wars. So I'll see you there if
Okay.
you go.
Sounds good.
I hope. Yep.
Hope.
3:15, we're learning about WODE. I'm putting in a little commercial.
Yay!
Yay.
Woe is you.
Oh, WODE is me. We're going to go into the worldwide WODE.
Oh,
Oh,
Everybody
On
wants
the
to
road again.
Yeah.
everybody wants to rule the world.
Well, that's why we named it actually. Instead of history of the world, it was history of the WODE.
That's what it was.
Yes.
That's right.
Yes.
Aw.
Perfect.
sounds good.
Okay. I
All
think
right. Thank you, everyone.
You're welcome.
Take care.
See you later.
Thanks,
Yeah.
honey. Good job.
Good
Thank
job.
you.